Terraria has over 5,000 items ranging from basic blocks to powerful weapons and statues that break the laws of physics. All of these items let you play however you want, and what some people want is to have all the items. Accessories, food, potions, minecarts, you name it, and someone has collected it, but everyone avoids one thing: weapons. With over 500 weapons in the game, one of which can only be found in the hardest seed Relogic has ever created, most shy away from the challenge, but not me. So over the course of 100 hours, I fought my way through endless enemies, crippling deaths, incredible wins, and potentially run-ending moments in my quest to get every single weapon in Terraria from a single world. This is by far my longest and most difficult challenge to date, so sit back, relax, and thank you for joining me on my adventure. Let's get into it. When I first spawn in, I'm in hell, both literally and figuratively. This seed is insane as it is, but to get every weapon in the game, I'm gonna need every bit of gumption, moxie, and chutzpah I have to get me there. Unfortunately though, I can't eat chutzpah, and since starvation is a slight issue in this world, I'm forced to whack a bunch of trees, hoping they drop something to munch on. My very first goal is to gather a bit of food, a bit of wood, and then escape hell as quickly as possible. Once the starting NPCs die at nightfall, getting to the surface would become much trickier, so I acted fast, knocking on every tree I could, but soon after I began, something incredible happened that changed the entire course of the challenge. Slime's after me. Oh, money! I need all this. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I need to go back. I need to go back. Ah, go, 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 go. This changed everything, because back at spawn were a bunch of NPCs, several of which I wouldn't see until well into hard mode. Now that I had money, I could actually buy something before they vanished. And lucky for me, the princess had exactly what I needed. Okay, the first one I want to check is the princess. Oh, she's selling a slime staff. I will absolutely get a slime staff. That'll save me so much grinding in the future. A summon, any summon, was powerful this early on because it gave me the ability to fight enemies without putting myself in danger. And since master mode enemies hit like a truck, I would take any chance I could to avoid a direct fight. I also bought a confetti gun from the party girl, and while I spend a few more minutes gathering wood and food for my ascent out of hell, it's about time to explain the rules of this challenge. There are only 2 rules. I have to gather every weapon in Terraria according to the wiki, and I'm not allowed to advance the game until every weapon up to that point has been collected. Seems simple enough, but when you look closer, you realize just how difficult this is gonna be. Starting with the first rule, I have to gather all weapons according to the wiki. When you pull up the weapons page, it shows a list of what most people would consider weapons: swords, yo-yos, bows, etc. Looking at this makes the challenge seem doable, but actually, this page is misleading because it doesn't actually show all the weapons. At the top is a small link, barely noticeable, and when you click on it, you are taken to the true list of weapons, and this is where the full scope of the challenge is revealed. So while I would still need to gather all the swords, yo-yos, and bows, I would also need all the pickaxes, axes, ham axes, hammers, explosives, and everything in between, bringing the grand total to over 500 weapons. In pre-hard mode, there are 4 categories of weapons I need to gather before defeating the Wall of Flesh: pre-boss, post-boss, events, and the traveling merchant. With the rules laid out and the full scope of this challenge revealed, I finished my wood farming, and then using some rope I found, I finally started going up. Once I got out, I planned to work towards a base and build up some pylons around the map. But I would soon find out that in this world of traps and lava, plans like that tend to go straight out the window. Okay, we're gonna have to be careful. Looks like there's some crispy honey blocks just above me. I just definitely need some lead. Oh no! Oh my god, that scared me so much. Okay, hold on, let me get on this. Ooh, wait. Maybe this will kill the NPCs and they might drop some of their stuff. Ooh, I got some happy grenades. Oh, perfect. I'm just thrilled I've already got several things I needed. There's a trap there. We're gonna try to avoid that. I have a little bit of mushrooms. I'm just gonna make a mushroom workbench. I'm gonna put it here, and I'm going to make a ash wooden sword. You keep going up until we hit the surface biome. Wait, what slime is that? Is that an ice slime? Oh, the ice biome is right above us. Oh! I was paying attention to the ice. I wasn't looking where I was mining. Progress is slow, but it is steady. Okay, oh, there's the entrance. Up and in. Don't kill me. Ah, I'm poisoned for 2 minutes? Geez, this blizzard is brutal. Oh, wait, the surface biome. Okay, let's see. Ooh-hoo! Nice, okay, the flare gun is a weapon, and I'm glad I have it. But most importantly, a magic mirror. So this is not in the caverns, this is in the underground area. That is... Oh, I dropped 10 gold right up there. I need to go back and get that. Oh my, come on! Oh, and there's a zombie up there. No, he's got... Oh, he picked up my money. Hold on, I need to kill him. Okay, I got my money back. So, before I die again, I have a chest right here. I'm putting it down. I'm putting my money in the chest. And we will come back to this later. Let me go up this way. This looks like it might be a fun spot if I can secure it. After dying over and over again and exploring further than I had planned, I finally found the perfect spot to build my home. So I wasted no time cleaning up the area, placing some crafting stations, and then slapping together some luxurious NPC housing made of only the finest rocks money can buy, 12,000 a month, no amenities. During this time, I also crafted an emerald hook, and killing a mimic gave me 12 gold and some shoe spikes. With the money, I bought a piggy bank and a forest pylon, one of, if not the most important asset I would have in this world. As much as I wanted to jump straight into the weapon grind, the reality was I needed to build some infrastructure first, the most important of which was a pylon network. Having teleporters throughout my world would help a ton with gathering biome-specific weapons, so after buying a sickle to add to my collection, I purchased a mining helmet, and then using the few ores I had gathered, I crafted a tungsten pickaxe and a bow. With my new weapons and tools, there was only one thing left to do. I killed myself. No, I didn't have a death wish. Well, I did, but that's unrelated. What I wanted was a graveyard biome to craft up a gravedigger shovel, one of the best and most underappreciated tools in the game. Now, armed and dangerous, it was time to embark on my first quest, so I loaded up on arrows and then rode the rail east into the unknown. Ooh, there's a chest. Ooh, Moonlord legs. Yes, I will take some Moonlord legs. That is a find right there. Well, I mean, one good thing about this spot is that it does end right next to a, I'm trying to say, it ends right next to a demon altar, so I can remember that. Not seeing any traps. Oh, the dungeon! I shouldn't just get... I'm just gonna chill right here until I'm no longer poisoned and I've got my health back. Might as well just dump this on the lava. I can come back for some demolitionist. Let's go. Am I getting close to the desert, maybe? Yes, I'm close to the desert. This is where I wanted to be. Soon after entering the desert, I decided it was time to establish my second pylon. So after building some housing and going back to base to sell some stuff for money, I placed down the desert pylon. Since it was already there, I took some time to explore the desert for more goodies, and after looking for a few minutes, I found a chest containing a mace, which I crafted into a flaming mace for better damage. But because the challenge is to gather all weapons, I would eventually need to find another normal mace. After exploring for a few more minutes and finding a thunder zapper to add to my collection, I ran into a wall that was the crimson biome. The weapons you can get from crimson hearts are great, and I really wanted them, but because I can't mine crimson blocks yet and blowing through with bombs sounded too slow, I instead went back to base with the loot I had. With a pylon to the east, next was the west, but before heading out, I decided to put a bit more effort into finishing my base. As of now, it was just a hole with some NPC houses in it, so I spent a few minutes making a small herb garden, walling in the background, and I just started building more houses when I ran out of wood. Since hell was my only real source of wood and food at the moment, I decided to pause on expanding my pylon network and instead make myself a elevator. And the moment that I started digging, I knew I had made the right choice. There. Ah! Golden worm. Golden worm. Hold on. Where is it? Yeah! There we go. I got a golden worm. Cool. Oh, there's a golden slime. I need that as well. Hit him. Hit him. And a platinum? A golden slime drops a platinum. No, 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 no. Oh, I dropped too far. I'm so glad. So glad that I put the money up. Oh my god, that was so dumb. I need to remember that chest over there. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go over there and get it real quick. Ah, the traps. They're just never ending. Okay, what was in it? Ooh, an umbrella. Perfect, that's one thing I actually needed. I'm just gonna make a little like pit stop area down here. There's another, hold on, there's another golden slime. I need that. You get in there and take them out. Yeah, there we go. What did I get? Come on. No complaints whatsoever for another 88 gold. Once the elevator was done, I cut down as many trees as I could, and upon returning to base, I made some storage to organize my loot. At this point, I was becoming impatient and wanted to finish my pylon network. I believed that all I needed was one more pylon, and then it'd be good enough. So, before finishing the housing I had started, I rushed to the west. I honestly thought this would be a breeze. After all, I had set up the desert pylon without dying a single time. What I didn't know, however, was that this quick trip of mine would soon turn into a 2-hour-long nightmare. Ah, no. Woo! Is it an ice chest? It is! Ice blade! Ice blade! Beautiful! Ah, an ice blade is so nice. For anyone who wants to do this challenge themselves, or even just play GetFixedBoi, you need to make the Gravedigger's shovel as quickly as you can. This is an amazing thing to have. Ooh, jungle. Oh, maybe I'll make, shit. Ah! I was trying to grab the thing, but I did a thing. Ooh. I think I'm gonna make a jungle pylon instead. Okay, so I basically went this way. I dug into here. Now I'm gonna do this a little smarter than the last time I did it. I'm just gonna mine down and get the spores. Thank you. Well, okay, we're getting close to the jungle. This is like a mixture of the two, which is kind of weird, but hey. A breathing reed, okay. I think that a breathing reed is a weapon, right? Let me check. Yeah, breathing reed, ha, nice. The only other weapon that I need from a water chest is the trident. Please don't kill me. Oh yes, a normal mace. Okay, that is perfect. That is actually perfect. Now, I do need to get some stingers as well. I want to go a little bit further in before I go ahead and make a housing. Fuck. Shit. Ah. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I went up to here, and then I dug out and down. Come on. I'm in. Go. Ow. No, don't die. Don't die. Just trying to get back to where I was. That's all I'm trying to do. I should have set up a pylon, but I didn't. I don't have a lot of time to get up to where I was supposed to be. Because I want to get to at least this point before I put down, zombie arm. That made it worth it. I got much further, much faster, so I'm feeling better. What about just down here? This would actually be an okay spot, I think, to put a, to put some housing. Like, I feel bad about making this housing look really ugly, but I really just need a pylon. Oh, finally. With the jungle pylon down and my spirits in shambles, I called it a day and went to bed. When the next day rolled around, I jumped back on, and with a bit of sleep and an unhealthy amount of caffeine in my system, I was ready to tackle my next and most important project. There were a ton of weapons I had to find, and many of those only dropped from certain mobs in certain biomes. Hunting these mobs down manually would take way too long, so instead the plan was to blast open a large area and construct a mob farm. As a matter of fact, I planned to make 3 mob farms. One on the surface, one in the surface biome, and one in the cavern biome. So after buying the whip from the zoologist who had just moved in and making sure to fill in a few bomb variants I'd missed, I picked a spot and started digging up. Now, unfortunately, I can't do anything with the Crimtane. Until I've gotten to a point where I can defeat the Eye of Cthulhu, I'm not allowed to use this Crimtane for anything. Not even allowed to sell it. So she's going in the trash. Ah! Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. Ah, that was so dumb. That was so dumb. My hook pulled me through the block. Okay, still going up. The goal is still to go straight up to the surface. Ooh, there's a skeleton miner. All right, I need you to give me your pickaxe, please. That's all I want is your pickaxe. Come on. Give it to me. Yes! Yes! And it's better pickaxe power than what I have. Oh! Okay, I'm just seeing mud. I'm not seeing any crispy honey blocks just yet. I need to get over there before even more mobs spawn. Oh! Well, there was something explosive there, which oh, there's another bomb. Wham! Ah! Oh! 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 I saw the explosive a split second before it exploded. Well, I know that none of this is explosive because it all already exploded. Water walking. I don't know. God, why are there so many explosives right here? Oh, now we're getting into the crispy honey blocks. Ah! Fuck, I'm dead. That was dumb of me. I know what I did wrong. Yeah, this is a very ugly tunnel area here, but I'm so tired of struggling to get to the surface. Oh, I'm there. I made it. I made it to the surface. Ah, finally. Okay. Now what I want to do is this. I want to find a fairly open, flat area that I can turn into like a horde farm. Ooh. This is gonna be where I construct my farm. It took longer than expected, and I died more times than I'll admit, but eventually I had a simple mob farm on the surface, and after barely a few minutes, one of the crimson enemies dropped the tentacle spike, leaving me with only 3 more crimson weapons to gather, all of which were dropped from crimson hearts. Since I was already in the biome, I started digging to the right, and after struggling for 15 minutes and accidentally summoning the Brain of Cthulhu, not only did I find all 3 crimson weapons, I also happened upon a rally just laying on the ground. I don't know what dropped it or when, but I wouldn't be the one to complain. With 1 farm down, I had 2 more to build, but first I had to figure out where I would build them. I didn't really have a location in mind, so I started exploring the jungle, thinking I could find a spot and get some loot at the same time. Unfortunately, I didn't find any good build locations, but instead, I found something much better. Ah! I found a lava charm! Oh man, I needed that. Oh, I'm putting that on right now. I am putting that on right now. The last one is this ivy chest right here. I'm really, really hoping to find a boomstick in there. Let me in. Block it off. Boomstick! Yes! Both the boomstick and lava charm were god tier items that were super useful on their own, but having both made me feel... Unfortunately, I still needed to eat and all my adventures had made me hungry. So I dug out a fishing hole, filled it with water, and I was just about to catch myself some dinner when some rude, uninvited guests decided to crash the party. Ooh! Goblin armies approaching from the east. This is actually a perfect opportunity. Hold on. Okay. Made it to my mob farm. Yeah, I genuinely don't care about 95% of the stuff I'm getting, but spiky balls are another weapon that I needed, so perfect. I guess while it's going on, I'm gonna go make a drink. I'll be right back. Shit, I didn't notice that that some of them came in. Hold on. A little bit of dirt. Block it in. Okay, we're good. We are back to where we're supposed to be. I really, honest to God, didn't realize those guys could open doors. And we won. Oh! I got the harpoon! I will take that. Perfect. Once the army was dealt with, I started fishing, and less than 10 minutes later, I had over 30 cooked fish, more than enough to last me a long while. With my belly full and all distractions dealt with, it was time to get back to the main task at hand. The jungle was a bust for building my farms. It was too dangerous and would take me too long to clear. So instead, I picked a spot in the surface biome not too far from where I live. A quick rail ride led me to the build site, so wielding my pick and a metric ton of sticky dynamite, I started building my surface farm. So what I want to do is, we need to go in each direction 100 blocks. I like this is kind of cute. Honestly, I was super proud of how this farm turned out. The top half spawned surface enemies and the bottom half would display all my weapons. But after putting up what weapons I had already gathered, I realized that I still had a very long way to go. I wanted to make a bit more progress towards the mission, so before building the cavern farm, I made a few spelunker potions and went on a weapon hunting mission. I searched for hours, making my way through several biomes, finding chest after chest after chest. But either I was looking in the wrong place or I was very unlucky because after 2 hours of searching, I hadn't found a single weapon. I didn't want to give up, however, so I decided to take one more spelunker potion and search for just a bit longer, and I am so glad I did. Because soon, I found the Goblin Tinker who sold me several useful items, and in a giant mahogany tree, I found a Staff of Regrowth. After turning to base, I crafted the Staff of Regrowth into an Axe of Regrowth, ticking yet another weapon off my list. With a couple more weapons under my belt, it was time to finish my project once and for all. I crafted some frostbark boots, bought enough dynamite to make even the demolitionist sweat, and after trekking to the location I'd picked and finding a lucky KO cannon along the way, I started building my final mob farm. It took a few days and several deaths, but the completion of my mob farm marked a turning point in the challenge. With all the preparations complete, it was time to truly begin. I spent some time looking through the remaining list of weapons, deciding what to tackle first, and after a bit of deliberation, I settled on the snow biome. Here, there were 3 more weapons to find, 1 to craft, and 1 to fish for. So it seemed the obvious place to start. Unfortunately, my first expedition didn't yield great results. I died several times and didn't find any weapons, but I did manage to gather enough flink's fur to craft the flink staff and the flink's fur coat. It wasn't enough though, so I dove back into the snowy biome, hoping to find just a few more weapons before moving on, and luckily this time, I found what I was looking for. Please, snowball cannon. Hell, I will take it. Please. Please give me a snowball cannon or an ice boomerang. Yes! Okay. That is something I can work with. I spent another 30 minutes or so looking for the snowball cannon until I realized that in this sea, the snowball cannon was moved to hard mode. But luckily, this meant that the only snow weapons left were the snowball launcher and the ice daggerfish, both of which I plan to use my farms to get later on. Now that some real progress is being made, I decided to keep the momentum going. During my adventures, I had gathered a large amount of ore, and since there were a ton of weapons that needed to be crafted from the different ores and gems, I started making as many as I could, going back and forth between my weapons chest and my anvil, checking and double checking my list until finally I had crafted every single metal weapon and all but 1 magic staff you could get pre-boss. It was honestly wild how much progress I had made just within the last hour, and I wasn't gonna stop there. I was on a roll. So I grabbed a bloody tear, built a fishing pond in my cavern farm, and then started fishing for the blood rainbow and the vampire frog staff. Normally, fished blood moon enemies are a pain and a half to deal with, but by fishing through a very narrow gap, any enemies you catch are stuck and can be dealt with easily. So it wasn't long before the 2 blood moon weapons were in my grasp. Before leaving, I also caught an explosive bunny that had wandered into my farm, and then once back at base, the plan was to continue searching for chests in the surface and cavern layer. While leaving, I happened across an Abigail's flower growing inside my base, and then I set out to find some wooden chests, not knowing that this adventure would take me well outside the surface biome, across most of the world, and lead me straight to one of the most important places on the entire map. And I guess I'll start going to the left a little bit further. Yeah, I'll just keep going in a straight line. Ooh, silt! I need all this. Let's go. I got the dirtiest block. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I do wonder how many actually spawn in this world. Because the entire world is pretty much underground, how many actually spawn in here? Oh, I have dug to the upper portion of the dungeon. I would love to go into the dungeon, but I just know I would die instantly. Ooh, and I do see a desert chest down there. If I can get a bass statue, that'd be really nice. Whoa, my Lord Almighty. Hold on. We're gonna take care of these guys first. Okay, I'm gonna go down in here, and what do we got? Ooh, what will this do? In this world, where will this send me? Okay, I need to keep going up. Oh, it's the golfer. Wait. I need to get up there. I need to get him before he dies. Ah. Ooh, scarab bomb. Okay, that is actually a weapon. Beautiful. Got another weapon. Not the weapon I was hoping for, but it is still a weapon. Oh, another trap. Woo! That is a mandible blade. That is amazing. That is actually amazing. Ow. Ow. Ooh, the party girl arrived. Ooh. Okay, so I think it's the stylus. Is it the stylus that I need, or? Wait. Oh, no. Ah! So, do I need to be next to a workbench? Yes, so. Bone javelins and bone throwing knives. What all do I need, like, the antlion mandibles for? The sand gun, that's what it was. Ooh, I can actually make that. Sand gun. There's actually a few things you can make. Okay, hold on, is the fossil pickaxe part of the weapons? Yeah, the fossil pickaxe is part of the weapons. So, fossil pickaxe and an amber staff. All the staffs are made. So, I've done everything I want to. Where does this take me? Oh no. Oh, I'm on the surface. Oh no. Ah. Oh, what? Whoa, my God. I wasn't expecting to be on the surface. I thought I was gonna be underground. Like every other time I spawn underground. I am really curious to see, because I'm definitely gonna be dying a few different times. Because the magic conch is just an instantaneous, it just gives me instant access to the surface. So I'm wondering if I could find the shimmer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the magic conch, and I'm going to immediately start digging downwards as quickly as possible. All right, here we go. Actually, ooh, first I also wanna do this. I wanna get my axe of regrowth, put it there. So I have a plan, I wanna try to get some of that wood. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, come on. Dig up a tree. I want all this ebon wood so I can make some ebon wood. Oh my God. No. I just want the ebon wood. Just want the ebon wood. Woo! Why don't I have where are my spawns? Ah! Oh my God. I died so fast. We're gonna try that again. I just wanted a bit of ebon wood because there's some ebon wood stuff, right? Hold on. Yeah, so there's 3 ebon wood things I can make. The ebon wood sword, bow, and hammer. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So we have the ebon wood sword, we have the ebon wood hammer, and we have the ebon wood bow. Now we're gonna do that again, but this time we're actually gonna dig just straight down. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, go. Straight down. Where's my blocks? Okay, we're good. We are good. Let's go. All right. Oh, but whoa! Was there an explosive there and I just didn't see it? So I want to dig to the left a little ways. Look at how many eaters there are. That is wild. I think that's a marble biome. Yes. Okay, that is something I needed. All right, I'm really hoping this hoplite drops some javelins. Come on, drop javelins. Come on. Oh, yes, I see. Okay, right there. You see it? He dropped javelins. You're kidding me. Nope. Oh God. Oh, right when I find something interesting. Oh, kill it. Oh, thank God. Hold on. This is just solid stone. I think this might be the shimmer. I found the shimmer! With the shimmer found, I had access to a whole host of new abilities and buffs, and I started by shimmering the gold worm I had found so long ago into the gummy worm, permanently increasing my fishing power. For now, I went back home and using the different materials I'd gathered, I crafted a bunch of wood, cactus, and jungle weapons, filling up a massive chunk of my weapons list. With a large portion of the possible weapons gathered, I decided to take a minute to swing back by the shimmer. I wanted the arcane crystal, vital crystal, and ambrosia for the permanent buffs they offered, so using my conch, I teleported back to the coast, and on the way, I came across a skeleton merchant selling a magic dagger of all things. Normally, the magic dagger is a really good weapon, but since they nerfed it for the seed, it wasn't really that great. Regardless, I got my buffs, and just after that, a blood moon occurred. There wasn't really anything it offered me at the moment, so instead, I used this time to buy and craft a few more types of explosives just so I could mark them off. I had made some really good progress so far, and just over the last day or so, I had knocked out almost half of the weapons I needed to get. But unfortunately, those were the easy ones. Now we were getting into the grindy part of the challenge, searching for those weapons that only drop from certain mobs or had strange requirements to obtain, starting with the last two snow weapons I had yet to find, the snowball launcher and the frost daggerfish. The launcher had a small chance to drop from flinxes and the daggerfish had to be fished for. So the plan was to turn my cavern mob farm into a tundra farm, letting me fish and grind flinxes at the same time. I grabbed my ice and was about to leave when I noticed a few stink bugs flying around. I hadn't seen many before now, so I wasted no time catching 5 of them. I crafted a platinum broadsword, then while standing next to Honey, I crafted one of the stranger weapons Terraria offered, the fly meal. Being the only weapon that's crafted at Honey, it is also one of only 2 weapons that can hurt any NPC, with the other being the rotten egg. This opened up a new realm of weapons I could get. So using the fly meal, I killed the dye trader to try to get his scimitar, and when he didn't drop it, I went to my cavern farm to convert it and wait for the dye trader to respawn. And when he did, I was finally able to wrestle the sword from his cold, dead hands. With another weapon marked off the list, I went back to my improvised tundra farm and started fishing. Since the platforms are made of regular stone, flinxes spawned by the boatload. So before I knew it, I was finally done gathering all the tundra weapons. Or so I thought. Regardless, I made my way back to base. I was feeling pretty good with what I'd done so far, but one thing was starting to concern me. I had searched a large portion of the world up to this point, and while I had found a bunch of gold and water chests, I hadn't found any wooden chests for several days. This was concerning because there were 2 weapons that could only be found in wooden chests, the blowpipe and the spear. They couldn't be crafted, fished up, or obtained in any other way except from wooden chests. So I grabbed a few spelunker potions and began searching. 4 non-wooden chests later, and I was very worried. If I couldn't find those 2 weapons, that was it. The challenge would be over, and I would have to start all over again. In a panic, I used my magic conch to teleport to the surface in the hopes of finding some wooden chests along the top, but there were none. I did, however, find the dungeon entrance and a bunch of living trees. From one, I got a living wood wand, and shimmering it gave me the finch staff, a great find, but this did nothing to help the current situation. I spent some time stressing over what I could do, or if I could do anything at all. I decided my only course of action was to move on to something else and hope that I would figure things out later. I had to get my mind off things. So after crafting some poison knives for the collection, I used my magic conch again, but this time I teleported to the corrupt side of the world. There were 4 weapons I needed from the corruption and 3 of them dropped from shadow orbs. So after 15 minutes of frantic running and several deaths, I managed to get a ball of hurt, vile thorn, and a musket. Since my spelunker potion was still active, I kept searching the surrounding area, finding a trident and a shroomerang before dying to an Eye of Cthulhu I wasn't allowed to fight yet. Other than the blowpipe and the spear, there was one other weapon that I needed from the surface biome, the wooden boomerang. Luckily, this weapon wouldn't be an issue though, since it can be bought from the skeleton merchant during a full moon. Because the entire world was underground, however, the only reliable way to see the moon phase was with the sextant, an item that can only be obtained by doing fishing quests. I would have to do a ton of fishing anyway to get certain weapons like the enchanted sword and falcon blade. So after grabbing my first quest, I started fishing with what little bait I had, planning to only catch the quest fish and then call it a day. But apparently, the Terraria gods had a very different plan for me. Right off the bat. That is incredible. Like right off the bat, I got a golden crate. Hold on. What's in the golden crate? Holy shit! An enchanted sword in my very first golden crate. With luck that crazy, I didn't want to let it go to waste. So that night, I summoned the blood moon and fished up a bunch of enemies, hoping for the chum caster, which would have been a big upgrade to my current fishing pole. I didn't get one, but I did catch a rockfish. Yet another weapon I no longer had to worry about. Once back at base, I took a slight detour and used my fly meal to forcefully separate a traveling merchant from his head. Hat. Which I shimmered, and then I gently coaxed the painter into selling me his paintball gun for the 5-finger discount. Afterwards, I continued fishing for a while, and because the biomes in this world are all out of whack, I was able to get both the falcon blade and the swordfish from my home fishing spot. Now that I had some good bait, I decided to try catching a few more weapons before moving on, but I knew in my heart that I was just stalling, trying to make this world last a bit longer before I resumed the search for wooden chests. But I told myself that if I did manage to find the blowpipe and the spear, I would need to get these weapons anyway. So after using the ever so useful magic conch, I set up a small fishing spot at the corrupt ocean, hoping to get the reaver shark, sawtooth shark, and the purple clubberfish all in one fell swoop. Fuck! Finally! Okay. Once back, I debated on whether to keep fishing for a little while longer and prolong the inevitable just a little more. But I couldn't bring myself to waste any more time. There was no point in putting it off any longer, so I grabbed any potions I thought I would need and set out. I had figured out by now that wooden chests in this world don't spawn in the surface biome like I had thought, but instead spawned in the mushroom biome just below. Right off the bat, I started finding wooden chests, one after the other, giving me hope that this challenge was actually possible. But with each chest I searched, my hope faded just a little bit more. Chest after chest after chest. Eventually, my luck turned around and I finally found a blowpipe, but the issue still remained. I had searched over 3/4 of the mushroom biome at this point, and if a spear didn't exist in one of the remaining chests, it was all over. My apprehension got the best of me, forcing me to waste time crafting some palm-wood weapons and a Molotov cocktail, but soon after I continued on my quest, searching and researching every square inch of the mushroom biome. Places I had just glanced over in the beginning, I now checked thoroughly in the hopes of finding a single chest I had missed. Inside one of the few remaining wooden chests, I found a wooden boomerang, but now that I had searched the entirety of the mushroom biome, there weren't many left. I had found nothing else for over an hour when I came across the last wooden chest. I held my breath, hoping against hope, and when I opened it, my hope completely vanished. Another wooden boomerang. It was a cruel irony that in the last wooden chest was the one weapon I wasn't looking for. I searched for a while longer, finding tons of gold and water chests, but knowing in my heart that there was nothing else I could do, I gave up and went to bed. By the time I jumped back on the next day, I had resigned myself to restarting the challenge from the beginning. But the idea of just throwing away this amazing world I had poured so much time into just didn't sit well with me. So knowing that it was probably pointless, I decided to do one more search. I'm just gonna go back into the snow biome just for now, check that one area that's still dark. I mean, there's a spear statue, does that count? All right, I'm gonna go back home, I'm gonna teleport myself to the jungle, and we'll see. Shit. Oh my god, these traps. I swear to god. Oh my god! I'm really hoping that there's like a chest I missed or something, because that's the only way this works, is if there was a chest that I missed. I don't know. There's a chest. Right there. I don't want to hope, but Jesus Christ, I hope this is a spear. I honestly think this is the last wooden chest in this entire world. I honestly think that. Please just let this be a spear. Oh, thank God. I was exhausted and tired of the grind, but inside of the absolute last wooden chest in this entire world, I'd finally found a spear. Every other weapon from here on out was 100% possible to get, so with the challenge's biggest hurdle finally overcome, I went back to base to rest and regroup. Now that I wasn't as stressed out, I could get back to work, starting with the wooden boomerangs. After making one into an enchanted boomerang, I crafted it with my ice boomerang and shroomerang to make the trimerang. Unfortunately, this meant I would have to find 2 more of the other boomerangs again, but after the hellish situation with the spear, I wasn't gonna complain. Most of the remaining weapons, including another ice boomerang, could be found through fishing. So for the next few days, I completed as many fishing quests as I could, even going so far as to build a tunnel leading up to the one sky lake I was able to find when using a gravitation potion. On the way, I unwrapped a very confused stylist, and then after leaving her to fend for herself, I was rewarded with a golden fishing net. In hell, I used my shiny new net to catch a few critters, but before doing any lava fishing, there was one weapon I was determined to get first. So I traveled back up to my sky lake, and after about 45 minutes of fishing, it finally dropped. In this world, all sky chests are locked with golden keys, so to get this sword pre-Skeletron, I had no choice but to fish for it. With that out of the way, I went straight back to hell and cast my line, hoping for one specific weapon, and it didn't take long before I got exactly what I was looking for. Oh, obsidian crate. Okay, come on, give it to me. Boom, I just got wet bombs, let's go. By converting the wet bombs into dry bombs, I could then fill them up with lava and honey, crossing 4 more weapons off my list. I was in the home stretch now, with only a few more weapons to go before I could actually fight the bosses that were causing me so much trouble. Using a very rigged statue farm made from a pre-existing trap, I was able to get the Gladius from a hoplite, and then I grabbed the stylish scissors from the stylist, a thunder spear from a desert chest, a demon scythe from hell, and another shroomerang from a spore bat. Soon after, I came across a skeleton merchant who was finally selling some wooden boomerangs, as well as the floating lantern pet, one of the best pets to have in a world where the darkness kills you instantly. After crafting another enchanted boomerang, I converted my cavern farm back into a tundra, and then fished up one more ice boomerang to complete the set. It was a wild few hours, but after that mad dash to the end, there were only 2 pre-boss weapons remaining: the paper airplane and the white paper airplane. 2 items that nobody in their right mind would consider weapons, but they can deal damage, and so I would need them all the same. It couldn't be that hard, right? After all, nobody actually looks for paper airplanes, they just find them randomly laying on the ground. But I'm not joking when I tell you that these airplanes took longer to get than the spear, and the reason why comes down to the simplest of things: the weather. Airplanes are only dropped by one single mob, the windy balloon. Windy balloons have a chance to appear carrying slimes when the Windy Day event is happening, which occurs when the wind speed goes above 20 miles per hour. Add in the fact that windy balloons only spawn in the morning, and you can start to see why this took so long. Before now, the only indication I had that a windy day was going on was the random pop of nearby balloons. But since the airplanes had a less than 2% chance to drop, in order to find both of them, I had to get serious. So for the next several hours, I fished, knocking out quest after quest after quest, hoping for one specific item, and eventually, the angler finally gave me the Fisherman's Pocket Guide. On its own, it was useless to me, but a quick dip in the shimmer turned it into a weather radio, the perfect accessory for anyone dumb enough to grind for paper airplanes. Since there was no way to force a windy day to occur, my only option was to wait, and during that time, I fished. I fished, and fished, and fished, and fished, keeping my eyes glued to the wind speed, and at any time the wind even briefly jumped over 20 miles per hour, I ran to my surface farm hoping for windy slimes. On and on I went, only stopping to drop off quest fish and talk to the traveling merchant, who took pity on me and sold me a water gun, the first of 5 pre-hard mode weapons he offered. It was a completely useless weapon, but it wasn't up to me. I do as the wiki guides. Then it was back to fishing, and at this point I'd built up a routine. In the morning I would complete a quest, and then I would go back to sleep. If a windy day happened, I would rush to my mob farm, but if not, I would just keep sleeping until the next day. Rinse and repeat. For over 7 hours, this continued. My daily regime broken up only by the traveling merchant coming by just to taunt me with wares I didn't want. On and on it went, seemingly never ending. But unlike the spear situation, I knew I would get it if I just kept going. And then finally, after so long, my hard work paid off. Come on, 1 more mile per hour, come on, 1 more. 1 more, come on. 1 more, please. Oh, okay. It is a windy day, we're going. And luckily it happened pretty early in the day. And the farm is running. The wind is at 30 miles an hour. I am bound to get at least 1 paper airplane tonight, please. There's a golden slime. I mean, that's fun. Not what I'm looking for, but I'll take the money. No paper airplanes over there. None over there. Maybe that's what I should do, is I should run left and right, and it'll force some of the mobs to spawn. Ah! Oh! Oh! I got paper airplanes! Okay, I am just normal paper airplanes off. As if to reward me for my efforts, soon after the traveling merchant appeared selling, of all things, a key brand. One of the few swapped weapons in this world, it still did really good damage despite being nerfed for pre-hard mode. With one airplane down and a brand new sword, I continued grinding for the final pre-boss weapon, and 1 hour later, I got it. You have something. What do you have in you? Ooh, wait. We're done! We have finished with the first section of the game. Ah, that took so long. After over 60 hours of gameplay, I now had every single weapon you could possibly get before defeating a single boss. From basic pickaxes to powerful swords, sticky bombs to paper airplanes. All of it was found and neatly organized, a trophy for all to see. It was glorious. But now that the pre-boss grind was over, the fun part could begin. Every boss up to the wall of flesh was on the chopping block, and after being demolished over and over again by the likes of the Eye of Cthulhu and King Slime, I'm sure you can guess what I did first. Okay, go. Oh.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Shut up, Google. I am ready. I am so ready. Let's go. I am so ready for this. Oh, I'm so ready. Where are you, Eye of Cthulhu? Where are you? There you are. Yeah, shit's different now. Let's go. Okay, I'll be honest. I think I definitely over-prepared for this. Like, for sure over-prepared for this. Oh no, he's in his, he's summoning the minions. Yeah! Yeah! I need to do this, hold on. It's only 10:30, where are the summons? Yep, we're going back. I need more Demonite ore. I need more. Ooh, the damage I'm doing is so good. Yeah, there we go. Let's take out the rest of these guys. Hold on, I'm gonna use my... Oh no, we're not done yet. Nope. Bring it on. I want all the revenge against this guy. Let's go. Where are you? There you are. You belong to me now. Oh. Yeah, there we go. I can probably get him one more time. Come on, one more time. Where is it? There. All right, let's do it again. 4th time's the charm. Oh man, that was beautiful. That was glorious. With the Eye defeated, I crafted the War Axe of Night, Lightsbane, and the Malice, finally getting a start on the post-boss weapons. Luckily, this list was much shorter, coming in at only 67 weapons, which was 3 times less than the pre-boss list. In addition, I would still need a few weapons from the Traveling Merchant, but there was no time for that now. After grinding for so long, I was craving the sweet release of battle. So the next day, I defeated the Eye several more times, using the Crimtainted drop to craft several Crimson weapons to add to the collection. There were still a few weapons I needed to craft from Crimtain and Demonite, but to make them, I would have to fight the Brain and Eater of Worlds. I decided to start with the Brain since I thought it'd be the easiest of the two. I picked a nearby Crimson Cave, and after fixing it up into a semi-arena, I summoned the Brain of Cthulhu. Okay. No. Keep your distance. No. This arena's too small. This arena's way too small. I will stand now. This arena's way too small. Ah! Whoa! No. Heal. Come on. Ah, God. I'm gonna die. Damn it. Oh, that was confusing as hell. That first fight was pretty close, so I re-upped on my potions and gave it another go, but apparently I got worse because the Brain tore me to pieces before even reaching half health. Fortunately for me though, I defeated enough of the Brain's creepers to craft a Deathbringer pickaxe, allowing me to finally mine Hellstone, the strongest pre-hard mode ore. And after a quick 25-minute mining session, I was fully decked out in the best drip hell could offer, giving me a huge buff to my damage and defense, and to top it all off, the Traveling Merchant showed up with a little treat. Make the Phoenix Blaster once you get... Oh, the Traveling Merchant's here. Okay, what do you have for... Oh, he's selling a Code 1. Another weapon off the list. I'm putting that down right now. Now, armed to the teeth, I went back for round 3. But this time, I would be ready. Using some sticky bombs, I expanded the area and built it out into a proper arena. I was taking no chances. But well before I was ready for a fight, my new arena was tested against a very different boss. Well, it looks like we're trying to fight King Slime, apparently. Never mind. He's got some contact slammage. Woo! All right. Hey! With that interruption out of the way, I walled in the background of my new and improved arena, grabbed my buffs, and then summoned the brain one more time. Buff and go. Okay, come on. Come on, we got this, we got this. Okay, wait, it's on fire. Okay, hold on. I made a discovery. The correct one is on fire. Oh, yes! There we go. Brain of Cthulhu has been defeated. Once the brain was defeated, it was time to face the Eater of Worlds, but the idea of fighting a giant monster that could move through blocks underground didn't seem like the smartest thing. So instead of breaking shadow orbs, I decided to craft some worm food and summon it on the surface. And it was while scouring the world for vile mushrooms that I found something that changed all my plans. Or rather, I found someone. Wait, what? Oh, the tavern! Oh my god, we have the tavern keep! Ah, that opens up so much! Okay, we might need to change our plans a little bit. With the tavern keep unlocked, the old one's army was available, and with my current setup, I was sure I could blast through them no problem. Unfortunately though, just like reality, there was no more affordable housing available for him to move in. I was thinking of just building more, but after living so long in that hole in the ceiling, I decided it was time for a change. I picked a nice spot in the tundra biome just above spawn, and after taking a mental note that a fallen meteorite had appeared, I proceeded to spend about 2.5 hours constructing a much nicer, much more elegant, much more permanent base, complete with tons of storage, crafting space, an upgraded herb garden / fishing spot, and a couple of tiny igloos inside a bigger igloo. Igloo inception. Iglooception. Towards the end, I had another idea. So after about another 30 minutes, I had completed a beautiful tunnel going all the way from the sky lake above me, through my base, and all the way down to hell. Now that the tavern keep had moved in, I purchased a blister rod, bought a few crystals, set up a quick arena in hell, and then summoned the old one's army. There we go. Oh yeah, that side is perfectly well defended. We have no issues here. Oh man, this bow is really good for this. There's some Ethereum mana that's down here that shouldn't be. Hold on. Yeah, I am gonna have to extend the pathway to the right a little bit. Now we're getting into the Ethereum wyverns though. We're gonna have to be a bit more careful with that. Yeah, the wyverns are doing more damage than I would like. Hell, they're doing more damage to me than I would like. Oh my god, whoa! Which side is he on? Hold on. Come on. I need to focus on the big bad. Come on. Kill him, 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 kill him. Come on. Shit, I don't know if we're gonna make it. I don't know if we're gonna make it. Come on. Die, 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 die. Come on. Yes, okay. Woo! Nice, I got 5 defender's medals. The first army was a bit touch and go since I was so close to Hell's Roof, but after lowering the arena, I was able to easily defeat them 2 more times, netting me just enough medals to buy the remaining 3 sentries the Tavern Keep offered. Now that I had all the weapons the Tavern Keep was selling, I pivoted back to the Eater of Worlds. The plan was to use my new Heaven Evader to go to the surface and fight it there. So after making a couple worm foods, I set up the area with some of the usual buffs and prepared for the fight, hoping my Molten Fury and Jester's arrows would be enough to defeat Master Mode Eater of Worlds. But once the fight started, I quickly realized that I had very much over-prepared for this fight. Go. There it is. Kill it. I will say this, being higher up is actually kind of handy. Wait, is that it? I greatly over-prepared for this. Since the battle was so easy, I fought the Eater a second time, and then the Eye a few times for good measure. I thought the Brain would have been the easier of the 2 evil bosses, but apparently Jester arrows are still broken even in Master Mode. Using the shadow scales I got from the big wiggly thing, I crafted up the remaining Demonite and Crimtane weapons I was missing, crossing a big chunk of weapons off my list. The next boss on my hit list was Queen Bee. She dropped quite a few weapons I needed and ingredients to make several more, but before doing that, I took the time to convert my old starter base into a luxurious hotel that could house even more prisoners, guests. There were still a couple NPCs I could get, and I wanted to make sure I had space for them when the time came. With my old base fully repurposed, I was beginning my preparations for the Queen Bee fight when I remembered that a meteorite had landed. There were a ton of weapons that required meteorite to craft, and since I didn't think it would take too long, I took what I thought would be a brief detour in search of a meteorite. Magic punch, and let's go. You know what, let me start from the right. I think I'd prefer to start from over here. Ah, I found it. It is a tiny one, Jesus. Oh God. No, I'm gonna die, ah! Okay, so, good news, I found the meteorite. Bad news, I died. So it is right next to the shimmer biome, and if I go into the shimmer biome, go across and go up, I can actually dig over to it and get all the meteorite. That sounds like a plan to me. And let's go. Nope, not there. Other side. There we go. We need to go through here. Need to go up here. Cool. And okay. And then right there is the meteorite. Oh no, the amount of health these guys have. No. Oh, I'm about to die. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. Ow. Oh, ooh. Oh my God. There were so many. What I really need is a meteor banner. That's something I definitely need for this. Okay, we just need to run in there and dig as quickly as we can. Okay, go, 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 go. Dig, 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 dig. My God. This is not safe. Come on, give me a banner, man. Meteorhead banner, put it down, put it down, put it down. Okay, we're good, we're good. Oh, that's so much better now. Good stuff. I managed to get my hands on 354 meteorites. My meteorite expedition was much rougher than I had expected, but once back, I had enough to craft the meteor ham axe, space gun, star cannon, and 3 phase blades of different colors. I would eventually need more for the rest of the phase blades, but for now, I wanted nothing more than to test my shiny new star cannon, and I knew exactly who to use it on. So we are heading out into the jungle to see if I can find a good place to fight Queen Bee. Like I said, I think that one of these hives might be really good. Swap this out, buff, and go. Where is she? Where is she? Come on. There she is. The star cannon is shredding Queen Bee. And boom. All right, we got to do that a couple times. I need to use my potions as well as I can. Ooh, the witch doctor. The witch doctor's here. Yeah, that's another weapon I can get from him. Woo! I think that went really well. There is nothing more satisfying than tearing your way through bosses like a hot knife through a butter-shaped man. After opening the Queen Bee treasure bags, I got every weapon she offered except for the bee's knees. So after shifting my entire loadout to everything bee related, I took her down again and claimed my prize. I did get the bee's knees, and that was literally the only thing I needed from her. I'm going home. Oh wait, hold on. The witch doctor. I completely forgot the witch doctor existed. What do you got? You have the blowgun and the imbuing station. Both of those are things that I very much wanted. After powering through boss after boss, I had made some great progress, but there's still so much to do. I still had several more bosses to defeat and the dungeon to conquer, but I had no problems with this part of the challenge. As a matter of fact, I looked forward to testing myself against the strongest enemies this world had to offer, but there was one thing I definitely wasn't excited for: the traveling merchant. I still needed several weapons from him, and after my spotty history with the man, something told me he wouldn't fork them over willingly. I briefly thought about tackling the merchant first, but I decided to handle this problem the same way I handled all my problems. I put it off for future me to deal with, and instead prepared to take on my next boss, Skeletron. The double-fisted guardian of the dreaded dungeon, he would be a mighty foe, and to defeat him, I would have to use the most powerful of the sacred arts. An absolute metric ton of bees. Go. Heal, heal, heal. Oh, shit. I'm trying to get out. Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. Okay, we're out. Okay, I need to deal damage. I need to do some damage. Go, 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 go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, put that back on. Okay, come on. Oh my god, it's gonna take so long. He has so much health. No, he's shooting. Oh no, he's shooting skulls. No, 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 no. Okay, his arms are down. Ah, no, 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 no. Pop. Oh my god, that caster almost killed me. Ow. No, 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 no. Go, 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 go. Woo. I think we've got this. Ah. Yeah, kill the caster, please. Shit, shit, shit. Wait, no, 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 no. Wait, where's it? Shine. Woo! Oh my god, my shine potion ran out. Oh my god. Okay, I won. I killed him. He's dead. Okay, it worked, and I won. But Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, the big man didn't drop his Book of Skulls, so I'd have to beat him again in the future, but his defeat unlocked a bunch of weapons for me to collect, so without wasting a single second, I jumped into the absolute treasure trove that was the dungeon. We are looking for the engineer, we are looking for loot, we are avoiding traps whenever we can. Another water candle, nice. Heart statue. Those will be useful at some point. The engineer. I found the engineer. Boom, we have the engineer. Girl, you are my favorite person on earth, and I'm gonna be taking full advantage of your skills. Trash, 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 trash. Keep the bone. Oh, speaking of bones. Bones are a weapon. I completely forgot about that. There's a key, and there's a Clothier Voodoo doll. I need both of those. Here's to hoping that one of these chests contains a shadow key. First chest, a magic missile. That's not bad, not great, but definitely not bad. I will keep it though, because that is a weapon. And second chest, okay? I got another weapon. And that doesn't have books on it, right? Oh, I got it! I got the water bolt. That's all I wanted. I'm going home. Once I had gathered every weapon the dungeon had to offer, I made my way back home to organize my winnings. Using the dungeon loot I had acquired, I crafted a Phoenix Blaster and Bone Tap, and among all the bones and dust, I had also found a Shadow Key, which went perfectly with the lockboxes I'd fished up forever ago. Opening them netted me an Unholy Trident, Flame Lash, and a Hellwing Bow, meaning I only needed a Dark Lance and Sun Fury to finish off the entirety of Hell. So I set out down my elevator to find the last two weapons Hell had to offer. I do need to be careful about that though. I don't want to accidentally summon Queen Bee. All right, so first chest, we have the Sun Fury, 90 melee damage, and the Treasure Magnet. Ooh, really good find, really good find. Oh, I need to be very careful with this guy. He's right over lava. And got it, okay. Woo! Shit, oh no. Oh wait, I got it, and Queen Bee's here. I have no choice but to die. Yep. Oh, okay. It didn't take me long to find what I was looking for, so I spent a few more minutes searching more chests for good measure, and I'm very glad that I did, because inside one of them were some meteorite bars, and since another meteor had yet to fall since the first one, I was hurting for the ore. So once back at base, I turned the Sky Rocks into 3 more face blades, leaving just the orange one left to complete the set. I took a breather to check what weapons I had left to find, and surprisingly, out of the 67 weapons I had to gather, I only had 20 more to go. Coming up on over 100 hours, I was feeling the pressure, but I couldn't have been more ready, because for the first time since I had started this whole ordeal, I could actually see the finish line. So with renewed determination, I speed ran the last few weapons I needed. Cue the montage. So now we just need to buy the Tragic Umbrella, boom. And last thing we need to get is the quad barrel shotgun from the arms dealer. Quad barrel shotgun. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Come on. Yes. Got the ale tosser. And combat wrench. Maybe I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I can go ahead and take on King Slime while I'm down there. And while doing so, the slimes that he spawns have a chance to drop the cascade. And King Slime. There we go. We got King Slime down again. I didn't pick up the cascade yet, but it's only a matter of time. I did get the slime gun. Beautiful, but we need the cascade. Ooh, wait. I got the cascade. I don't know where from, but I got the cascade. And now we are going to craft a few deer things. Everything's still looking good. I have all my potions. Okay. We are in. Ah, he got me. Okay, I will say, he is dealing damage, but he's dealing a lot less than I thought. I'll be honest, I think I could even just sit there and tank it. Hold on. I think I can. He's not dealing like any damage. This is hilarious. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, so first off, we have a bunch of weather panes. The Pneumatic, the Houndius Shootius. Okay, so what am I missing from this? So let me go and just sort what I've got. How did I not get Lucy the Axe? Okay, well basically I got everything except for Lucy the Axe. So I will have to come back and grab that. Still didn't get it. I still didn't get it. Hold on, let me just double check this because this is driving me nuts.
I will show you how to get Lucy the Axe in the Terraria. Lucy the Axe is a hard mode axe.
There's nothing that says that you can't get Lucy the Axe in this world. And every single one says it is a 25% chance, which makes no sense. I got it. Why was that so hard to get? I had to fight him dozens of times to get Lucy the Axe. Okay, now we need to take on Skeletron. I think we are ready. I need to equip the Clothier Voodoo Doll, but then I need to unequip it quickly. And go. There he is. Ow. That was horrible. That couldn't have gone worse. Good. The Clothier's back. One more. Buff. Go. Ow. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I just need your Book of Skull. Come on, come on, come on, come on. One arm's down. Second arm is down. Now it's just me and the head. Yes, okay. He's down. And we got it. After 100 hours of grueling gameplay, setbacks, pitfalls, and triumphs, I had finally done it. Or rather, I'd wish I could say that, because in reality, I wasn't finished yet. Every list was checked off, every single weapon gathered, except for 2. The Gray Zappinator and the Revolver, both of which were only sold by the most irritating, aggravating, condescending, frustrating, and overall the worst NPC in this world. He alone stood in my way. He alone held the key, and the only hope I had of entering hard mode depended solely on his whims. So once back at base, there was only one thing left to do: sleep. The time slipped by, and while I laid there, seconds turned to minutes, and minutes turned to hours. Several in-game weeks passed, with my only respite being the arrival of my most hated merchant. But no matter how many times I begged him just to sell me what I needed, he refused. On and on it went, with seemingly no end in sight. But just as I was about to give up, just as I was about to call it a day, he finally gave in. Fucking finally! I returned to my sleep, determined to finally finish this thing, to finally move on to hard mode, and 1 hour later, it was done. I took a few minutes to organize my trophy room, adding the last few weapons to my collection, and once it was complete, It looked magnificent. With every pre-hard mode weapon finally collected, there was only the wall of flesh that stood between me and my destiny, but I didn't take this moment lightly. Master mode was brutal, and once hard mode began, I would be entering a whole new ballgame. So before defeating the final pre-hard mode boss of the challenge, there was one last thing to do. I gathered the necessary resources, picked a spot in the far east deep underground, and then I began construction on the biggest boss arena I had ever built. It took me several hours of farming and construction, but once it was complete, I knew I had made the right call. Building this arena in hard mode would have been near impossible, but by building it now, I had a safe and secure place to challenge the strongest bosses that Terraria had to offer. And now, with all weapons found, all farms built, and all arenas finished, it was time to take one more trip to hell. It was strange to think that I had began my journey here, running down the line of trees, hoping for a scrap of food to keep me going. Once out, I had fought my way through the different biomes, grinded for the most obscure weapons, and defeated every single boss that stood in my way until there was just one more left. I drank my potions, threw the doll into the lava, and after over 100 hours, I finally faced down the wall of flesh. Come on, let's go. I am not dealing half as much damage as I was hoping I would be. Ow, I'm about to die. Oh no, I'm about to die. No. Okay, he's starting to speed up a little bit. We're only halfway there though. Oh, hell. Oh no, we went way too far. We went much further than I was hoping we would. Come on. Up and over, up and over, up and over. Ah! Won't be this close, I might as well get some melee in. Come on. Oh, come on. Thank you for joining me on my adventure. If you had fun, please consider subscribing. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next one. Take care.